You know, you're a winner as an independent filmmaker when you finally get your film distributed. Welcome to the Film Threat Podcast. I am Chris Gore. I am excited to talk to the director of a film called Lola. It's his second appearance on the Film Threat Podcast. Antoine Allen is waiting in our digital green room as we speak. But before we talk to Antoine, I want to tell you about Film Threat's annual event, Award This. It is our way of recognizing the landscape of indie films that do not get love around award season. It's an event that we put together to recognize just the bevy of amazing indie films in all categories: sci-fi, horror. We have a category called WTF. We have pop culture documentary, socially relevant documentary. So many different types and genres of films from the 2,000 movies that we reviewed last year on Film Threat. We've whittled down a list of less than 100 that we're recognizing with our award show, and you can experience this event on Sunday, April 18th in our virtual event. It's going to be a lot of fun. Here, check this out.
In a world where every award show is a fucking Zoom call, comes Award This. From your pals at Film Threat comes a celebration of true independent films. Join us on April 10th at a socially distanced drive-in. In fact, I'll be there as your announcer, wearing a hazmat suit and inside a giant Bacta tank. And prepare for a virtual award show unlike any other ever in the history of mankind, or awards kind. Award This 2021. It's happening, whether you like it or not. Drive-in live event on Saturday, April 10th. Virtual award show on Sunday, April 18th. Get tickets now at awardthis.com.
There's only a few tickets left for our drive-in event. That is going to sell out. But there are unlimited tickets available for our virtual event on Sunday, April 18th. I hope you join us. It's going to be a lot of fun. Now, let's bring on the director of Lola. Antoine Allen is waiting in our digital green room and came prepared with merchandising and a background. Antoine, good to talk to you on the Film Threat Podcast. Thanks for joining us.
Welcome, man.
I hope you can hear me.
Back. Yeah,
awesome. Well, okay, cool. First of all, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I hear you. We just chop up a little bit.
A little choppy. Okay. Well, before I have a lot of questions for you, but before we chat, I want to gush on you a little bit, because what I love about you as a filmmaker is you're one of those people that's not waiting for an opportunity. You're not waiting for someone to gift them you did this yourself. You rallied, you made this incredible film and got it out at film festivals. And basically you won the prize that is, to me, the best award, which is you got your film distributed in a way that's going to allow a lot of people to be able to see it. It's on IMDb's streaming platform. IMDb now they're streaming films now, and Lola is available on the IMDb streaming platform. Can you talk a little bit about your journey from getting Lola made to getting it on getting it in film festivals to then getting it distribution through IMDb? And then I want to ask you a little bit about that deal. So tell me about that. Tell me about that journey.
Well, first, thank you for having me back. I'm excited. I love your publication. I love what you represent. So with Lola, I premiered at the American Black Film Festival, one of the top film festivals in the country, ABFF for short. It did really well. I did a great social media marketing platform, promoted really well. Last year, because of COVID, we had to do it digitally. So it played digitally. I was excited. Got a lot of press, a lot of views. From there, we were shopping it around to different networks. All the top networks said no. So I decided not to take any deal. I had deals coming to me, but it just didn't make no sense to me. And a lot of people was like, not a lot of people, but the people I was working with was like, oh, take it. I said, nah, I know my work. I know my value. I know what I could do. Because my first feature film, Life's Too Short, before COVID, I did it through movie theaters. The budget was $25,000, and in the course of 6 months, I wound up making around $80,000 with the film, with merch. That's not that tough filmmakers. Don't you think about the movie? Think about the whole package. So for my film, I do merch, I do a soundtrack. Same with Lola. Right now, if you go to the Lola merchandise store, lolamoviemerch.com or lolamerch.com, and then you also could find out the Lola soundtrack, that 2 singles that's available off the longest soundtrack right now on Spotify and Apple Music. So we have the soundtrack. So once again, I'm talking to distributor companies. They're telling me this and that. I just wasn't feeling it. So I came across a distribution company called Homestead Entertainment, and I really like the guys over there. It's Rob Johnson and Sean Armstrong, called Homestead Entertainment. I met them through, I went to this law firm called Remo Law, and they have a packaging department called Tiffany Bloom runs the packaging department. And so she liked the movie, I submitted, and we started shopping. Homestead was one of the first projects, one of the first distribution companies I came across that really, we just had a connection. I tell a lot of people sometimes it's not really about the deal, it's about who we believe in you. Because you don't want to be the film with a distribution company with 100 movies and you don't get no spotlight. So with Homestead, they taught me something. They said, Antoine, let me back up a little bit. So most distribution companies, they put your film on Amazon Prime, Apple, all those streaming services. And majority of the filmmakers don't make no money at all. Because just because you have your film everywhere, you need a marketing budget. And most filmmakers, we don't have the marketing budget. So you can say your film is everywhere, but 90% of the time, 90% of the times, you're not making no money on it. Especially on Amazon Prime. Amazon Prime don't pay you a lot. So they told me about something about streaming with ad revenue. So I said, streaming with ad revenue? They said, yes, we could get your film on IMDb TV and also 2-Bit TV. That's another, those are top streaming service. IMDb TV and 2-Bit TV, top ad revenue streaming service. So at first I was a little hesitant because I really wanted an advance up front or some money up front, a license deal. But when you go to the big network, they say, no, what do you do next? So I said, let me do my research. If you're shopping for a distribution company for your film, and you can't call the filmmakers, and you can't ask them they're not making no money, that means there's a bad distribution company. Because a lot of distribution companies out there, it might be some good ones out there, but there's a lot of bad ones that filmmakers are not getting their money. They're getting like nothing. So I said, let me do my research because I don't really want no filmmakers that I'm promoting and then my check look like nothing. So I contact around 3 filmmakers that with Homestead that's actually did deals with them, and they all had high praise. I said, okay, that's good. Then I start researching IMDb TV and 2-Bit TV, how you make money, how that works. And once I did my research, I realized when you're filmed on IMDb TV or 2-Bit TV, if you promote and do a great marketing promotion, you can make some great money because you're getting paid off their ad revenue. They show commercials during your film, and also it's free to watch. So you can tell your people there's no signing up, there's no account, it's free to watch. So basically, if you do a right promotion, you should have a nice check. So once I do all my research and Rob and Sean over at Homestead Entertainment, I love what they represent and I love they was transparent. Because for me, I'm not the regular filmmaker that you're going to tell me, zippy do that. I'm more business, so I understand. I research, and I was happy with them. And Lola will be premiering March 31st, Women's Month, on IMDb TV, also on 2-Bit TV, distributed by Homestead Entertainment.
Well, congratulations on the deal. So many, and I think that's an interesting thing as a filmmaker. You've always got to sort of balance being creative and also the business side. And also, while you were talking, I went and I found it's lolamoviemerch.com.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Lola Movie. Yes.
Yeah, I put it right below, scrolling right there. It's Lola.
Oh, yes, yeah.
lolamoviemerch.com. You can get your Lola merch. But let's talk about this film. I mean, when we originally did the interview, and I'll if you're listening to this, you can search for it on Spotify or wherever you're listening. If you're watching this on YouTube, I'll put it at the end. The other interview we did, I mean, it's like a female Rocky. I mean, I know, like, okay, yeah, there's a lot of differences I mean, the simple way to describe it to people is this is a female Rocky, but but not in those sort of cringy ways where they've taken brands and they've made it like Lola's its own story, right? The simple way to describe it would be that, but it's more than that. I see the film, and I think it's a really important film. I'm so glad that you got the recognition from the American Black Film Festival, because this movie, when you really look at the themes, take the boxing out of it. It's about transcending victimhood. It's a woman who's been traumatized and victimized. She's victim of an assault, and she transcends that and changes the trajectory of her life. I think that's such an important theme that you hit on. I really feel that once this film can be seen by a wide group of people, and you'll be able to see it, you got to sit through some commercials, but so what? I feel like it's really going to resonate with people, the message of this movie, because it's a woman who is a victim at the beginning of the film, but transcends it. Like it's such a great message for a time. Can you talk about the themes and like how people reacted? Like, because when we talked, you were just about to premiere at the festival, and so now you've been through that experience. So how are people experiencing the film, and what is the feedback that you've gotten?
Yeah, it's been really overwhelming. The film is starring Taja V. Simpson. She's in the Oval on Tyler Perry hit show on BET. She played Priscilla Owens in the show. But Taja really took my vision and ran with it. When I did my premiere for it, I did a premiere at AMC Movie Theater in Times Square in New York before COVID hit. And one thing that happened at that premiere, that I had a young lady come to me, and she told me she got raped the week of the premiere. And because of the movie, she decided to go to the cops and tell who did that to her. And once she told me that story, everything I get now is just a bonus. Moving forward now, I got a lot of young females coming out to me, telling me how it has empowered them, and they love seeing a movie that it started off as she's found a way, but it ended up her being the victory. She turned her pain into purpose. Because sometimes we see our films, especially African American films, we see the woman always getting beat up, always getting dragged. I didn't want to show that. I want to show my version of a strong, amazing, incredible woman, Black woman. And I think people are loving it. They're loving the theme. They've never seen it like this before. And also they're shocked as a franchise. And I'm doing part 2 this summer in Atlanta. I'm shooting part 2, and I'm shooting part 3 next year. And people that say, Antoine, part 1's not even out yet. That's why you gotta validate yourself. Don't wait for them to tell you that you're great. Do it yourself. I'm so confident in this film. I'm already doing a part 2 because I believe that a lot of times we wait for the validation. Wait. So when I hear people be like, I've been paying my dues for 20 years. What I really hear, you've been waiting for 20 years. And we're in a different time for us like this. So Lola, to me, is very important. I can't wait for everybody to see it on March 31st. I'm releasing it on Women's Month. That's the marketing side of me, because we don't really have no female films coming out on Women's Month. So I'm excited, and the feedback, the press I've been getting has been great. They can't wait to see part 2, and part 2 will be bigger and better.
Well, it's great you're shooting. I love Atlanta, the town of Atlanta, the food, the people, the party scene. It's just like Atlanta's just it's a great town. I go there, well, at least when we could, for Dragon Con. But it sounds like things are opening up. I know movie theaters are opening up now, finally, in California, and it's going to be little by little. So I'm glad that you're not. This is what I admire about you as a filmmaker, is you don't let obstacles stop you. You mentioned earlier about people been waiting for 20 years for an opportunity. Don't wait. You need to do what you did, which is you hire yourself. You decide to do it. You're choosing to make a franchise, like with this. And I'm really curious to see what you do with Lola 2 and Lola 3, because I love the themes and what you said earlier about this character. It really is like she's working through this trauma, and yes, it's set in the world of boxing, but it's about more than that. So Antoine, I'm just excited for all your success. Can you tell us a little bit, give us a tease about part 2, like how the story might be a little different? Do you mind telling us, or is it too soon?
Why not?
Okay,
I'm the
okay.
boss.
Don't spoil anything, though.
I'm the boss. I can do what I want. So part 2, we're gonna see Lola deal with motherhood. You know, we see all those boxing films, but no one ever talk about how female boxers are mothers. They raise kids. So we're gonna see Lola dealing with motherhood. We're gonna see Lola dealing with how to recover after motherhood. You know, that's another thing. When females get pregnant, how do we get back in shape? So we're gonna see this whole journey of a different side of female boxing that we've never seen before. I can honestly say, in the history of cinema, I'm the only film that have an independent franchise. Females ain't none. I researched none. They have films here and there, but it's never a franchise. So yeah, we excited to do this. Well, I'm big excited. I bet on myself. When I first did this movie, and I was looking for investors, looking for people, I kept hearing a whole bunch of notes. I don't know about this. Maybe you should get a lighter lead actress. You know, because sometimes in this industry, they want you to appeal to a wider audience to feel like they're accepted. I don't need that. So I went to go find the most chocolate female doctor that I could find, because you have to be the change you want to see. You know, when I hear this word diversity, it's like a keyword. Like, we don't say, oh, let's make a Caucasian department. We don't say that. So you really got to bet in yourself, and it's not easy. When you're the only person drumming at your own beat, it's definitely not easy. But I got frustrated waiting. Like, I'm like, wait a minute, we got all the amazing films. Like, why? So you got it. It's hard. I'm saying it's not easy. But when the storm is over, man, it feels so good when that sunlight hits your face.
That's so great. I can't believe that you heard people saying a lighter skin lead. I mean,
yeah,
I don't know. I'm so glad that there are more up and coming like Black cinematographers, because I feel like that, you know, lighting Black actors, it's different. And that's why I think that, like, I mean, I don't need to tell you this. I just think that I'm glad that you stuck to your guns on that. Because she's amazing. Like, it's about her. Like, she has a presence. Like, I saw your film and I remember thinking, like, oh my God, like, this is a star in the making. Like, you have a star. So I'm not surprised that she's in the Tyler Perry series.
Yeah, Taja acting ability is out of this world. Like, ain't no actress I know seeing her on the screen right now, because she goes there. You get her the right character. Like, she showed off this one. In part 2, she's going to double down it. But Taja just have a special thing. And when you find no actresses and actors that have that special thing, you got to run with it. Just like Denzel's special. You got to run with the actors. And I'm happy that we came across in our life. And Taja is just phenomenal.
Well, Antoine, I so admire your approach. You're just, you know what? You hired yourself. You decided you wanted to make a franchise. You're not waiting. I feel like this is what bothers me about filmmakers, that they feel like they want to work within the Hollywood system, and that's fine. It's okay. But I feel like you have to do it on your own terms. So
yeah.
You what you're doing.
Yeah. Like, you know, like I said, it's frightening, because we've been programmed to wait at the seat at the table. Pick me. We've been programmed like that. So for me, I think I would be the same way if I didn't come from the music business. Mm-hmm. I didn't come, when I first started, I was in the film, I was in the music business, and we was hustling, selling music at a car. We didn't wait for nobody. So I think my program is different, because most people want to wait, and then they don't want to fail. Like, failing to me is just, I love it. Like this, like another thing you don't know. I just posted today for Throwback Thursday. Lola 10 years ago was a short film called Split Decision that I did. My first short film ever. Today, on my Instagram, I posted today. 10 years ago, I did a short film called Split Decision. It won some awards. And now, we're in 2021, and I'm releasing a feature film March 31st. That's why you got to be committed to your dreams and trust the process. It looked hard, but what's harder is you just waited 10 years, and the only thing you have is 1-2 projects under your belt. Got to jump in the fire, man. Jump.
Well, Antoine, I am a fan. I can't wait for Lola 2. Lola is out March 31st on IMDb streaming platform. And did you say Tubi TV as well?
Yep, Tubi TV.
Tubi TV.
Yep.
And you can go to lolamoviemerch.com for more. Antoine, thank you so much for being on the Film Threat podcast. This will not be your last appearance. You're gonna come back and talk about the sequel for sure. So thank you so much.
No problem. I got some merchandise coming your way.
I appreciate it. Take care.
All right. Bye-bye.